Okay. I'd like to start the October 30th, 2024 meeting for the Conservation Commission of Franklin. Just to note that we are meeting tonight in the third floor training room, not in council chambers. There's a town council meeting going on there tonight, since it's a Wednesday. And we're usually on Thursdays. So before I go further, I'd like to take a roll call.
Roger Trahan here.
Michael Ryan here.
Jeff Livingstone.
Mark LePage here.
Nicole Charamonti.
Louis Puga.
And we don't have anyone else online, right? Richard, you're not online, right? Okay, so no Richard. Okay. All right, so let me open up the first public hearing, which is the NOI for 15 Liberty Way. Is there anyone here for or online for 15 Liberty Way? Okay. Bricolai? I think we're waiting for...
The applicant,
Go ahead.
oh.
Go ahead.
I was going to say the applicant did request a continuance, so I wouldn't expect their attendance tonight.
Okay.
But we are waiting for stormwater revisions under the planning board for the stormwater management plan.
Okay, so that's pretty much it. Until we get that, we really can't
Yep.
do anything. Okay. All right, unless anyone else has some additional questions, I'll take a motion to continue.
Give you a motion to continue the NOI for 15 Liberty Way to November 14th at 7:01 PM.
Second.
Okay. Ron, Robin?
Continue.
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 Vote to continue.
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 It is continued without the gavel. Oh, sorry.
The flogging.
All right, let me open up the second public hearing, which is the NOI for Louise Drive. Is there anyone here in chambers or online for Louise Drive? Okay. Bricolai, I have a note here saying that we're still waiting for a response to the peer review and the DEP comments. Is that still true?
Yep, the applicant did request a continuance so they could have more time to respond. I did include the DEP comments in my agent report. It looks like a lot, but a lot of these have already been addressed by John Nero and I for the applicant to respond to.
Okay. Is there anything that you would say would be like major in these comments, or not really?
Not currently, since I do believe they will be addressed, and based on conversations with the applicant or email conversations anyways, they're already providing a wetland replication area
Okay.
with the site plans, albeit on a separate page, but we're working through that.
Okay.
And then standard things like we usually condition O&M plans anyways.
Right.
So nothing that jumps out
Okay.
currently. However, I do know John Nero's in the audience if the commission wanted to hear from John. The only thing I would suggest and remind the commission is that because the applicant requested a continuance, you cannot have a discussion.
Right.
And because Richard's not here, if you have John present, it counts as a missed meeting.
Ah.
So
Oh.
your choice, doesn't matter, but either way, but just wanted to
Well,
give you options.
John, is there anything that you think is critical important, or could it wait?
No, I think all the comments raised should be able to easily be either addressed or clarified by the applicant, so
Okay.
no major concerns at this point.
Okay, so we'll wait. Okay, yep, okay, just to give Richard a chance. Okay. All right, so unless there's any questions, additional questions from the commission or online or in the audience, I will take a motion to continue.
Give you a motion to continue the NOI for Louise Drive to November 14th at 7:02.
Second.
Continue.
Continue.
Continue
Vote to continue.
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 and continue. Okay. Okay, continuing on, I would like to open up the third public hearing, which is the NOI for Lot 160 Spring Street. I have a note here that the applicant has not yet paid Beta for the scope and fee, which means there's not a review going on, and two, that there still is a outstanding DEP number. Is that still true, Rika?
Yes, and I actually haven't seen that the applicant filed with DEP yet. It's not showing on their internal system,
Okay.
which is why I put this note here, because the applicant will need to submit to DEP as well.
Okay, all right. So, go ahead.
Good evening. My name is Peter Lavoy. I work with D&L Design Group out of Milford, Mass. So I am representing Lobasa Builders on this project. We did submit to DEP today. We had done it September 26th, but for some reason it wasn't showing up. I did check. So we did submit this afternoon when we saw the what do you call it, the comments from the agent. So we did do that.
Okay.
And my partner, Mike Dean, who's in charge of this project, he said that they had submitted the checks for the beta review, so I don't know where.
Sorry, just to jump in. It's hard when I'm on Zoom and then not showing my camera, so apologies for the interruption. Yeah, he did reach back out to me. I followed up with the scope and fee. He said they sent the check, so I just have to check when I'm back in the office tomorrow.
Okay, all right.
So that otherwise it's no concern. There's no animosity with the scope and fee either.
Right. Okay, great. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, continue.
All right, you want me to go through the project?
Yeah, please.
That'd be great.
Please.
Okay. So I brought a plan. So we have, let's see. So we have an existing lot. Spring Street runs along the top of the page, right there. Wetlands are flagged in this location here. That was done by Ecological Services. Basically, the lot is 3 acres in size. You can see the large lot right here. So the project consists of a construction of a single-family home in the center, septic system in the front yard, proposed well is in the backyard. We show wattles in orange on this plan, which runs along the back and up. Basically, we are doing work with it between the 25 and 50, and we're doing work within the buffer from the 50 to the 100. We were also asked to construct a turnaround area in this location here.
Okay.
So the road is coming down, and they're doing improvements to the road, and so the DPW and the fire requested this turnaround area at the end of the road. This is at the end of Spring Street.
Okay.
So there is an area here that is was approved by the DPW and the fire. Both basically said that this is what they are requiring. So this proposed work would be also surrounded by erosion control, and it is also within an easement, so the town has the right to maintain it. That's basically the project.
Okay. So questions is I see some contour lines around the septic and also around the house. Are the grades fairly shallow, steep? I mean, what?
So basically, because the lot is going from the street down, this is going to be fill. This is all fill.
Oh, okay.
So this right here is higher. So then they have a walkout in the back here. So this would be filled here, and the septic system was put in the front. So this would all be filled because of the grade change.
Okay.
No cut. It's mostly a fill site.
Okay. But the tendency is to go from the street down.
Correct.
past the
Correct.
house.
So the driveway will go this way, out this way, but the rest, this grass area will slope down
Got it.
all the way around. And then this is a walkout, so you walk out the basement in the back.
Right. Okay. Right.
Did you say there was an easement on it also?
Yeah, they did propose an easement around this turnaround area, right
But
here.
Not towards the back of the lot?
No, it's just so the DPW can maintain that turnaround area.
And I believe you're doing more than one house in here?
Yes, there's one more. The
Oh,
next,
oh,
the next one is
yeah,
lot
yeah.
3.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Rachel, I have a question for you. In your notes, you talk about existing violations from past filings, and I just wondered, is that something that is pertinent in this discussion currently, or should we wait for that?
It is pertinent, and I'm sure the applicant has already gone through the planning board. So a little bit of history for the commission. If you recall, these projects were already in front of us as a previous filing. The commission did deny them due to lack of information, as the previous contractor was not making an attendance for about 3 months to the commission. During that time, it came to be that the current property owner extended the scenic road without prior approval and removed about 40 trees, all of which are also in conservation jurisdiction. Because this is a scenic road, it fell under DPW's jurisdiction to fine up to $500 per tree. And for the road extension, the commission at that time chose not to issue an enforcement order because DPW was taking the lead on that fine. The only penalty, of course, was to refile and pay new filing fees, right?
Correct.
Well, internally, we're still waiting to hear on the outcome of that violation. So I did want to bring it to the commission's attention that there is an existing violation. I think it's in the commission's best interest to ensure that some mitigation is met because of the unpermitted work. And then additionally, because the roadway was extended without prior approval, I've spoken to the town engineer, and I would request that the commission ask the applicant to pull back the road, the temporary road that they have extended, to ensure that there are no hydric soils underneath, so that there was no wetland fill. Because unfortunately, the commission has not had a chance to review site conditions prior to any unpermitted work.
Rikolai, so was the tree removal part of the road extension or part of the lot clearing, or both?
Both. Well, mainly, I should say mainly for the road, but it still is within jurisdiction.
Okay, because we got some tree removal at the back of the lot that's within the buffer zone, I think,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
So planning board, not that we are planning board, but planning board has already asked the applicant to follow up with them on the tree removals. And Jamie Helen, town administrator, myself, and Amy Love, town planner, has asked Brutus Cantareggi, DPW director, where the violation and enforcement sits.
And where do we suspect the wetlands are relative to the road extension? I mean, how much of the road do you think is a problem, or do we even know that?
We do not know that.
Okay.
So at the onset of the road extension, I believe that is where it was most saturated. But I can definitely go back out there. I know we've had a dry time, so site conditions change. But I can definitely go back out there, and then I can direct the applicant. And I'm fairly certain, after speaking with the town engineer, that he did convey this in past meetings as well.
Okay,
So it should come as no surprise.
So one question I have, and this is to the engineer. So the turnaround and the easement portion, was that put where it is after the road was extended, or is that related to the extension, the unpermitted extension of the road in any way?
So the turnaround area has not been installed.
Okay.
So that was working with the DPW and the fire department and the planning. That was added to the plan, to the best of my knowledge, because Mike from my office is the one who is in charge of this project. I'm here tonight for him, but.
Okay.
And just to let the commission know that we took this project over from the previous engineer, so we weren't part
Right.
of
Right.
any of the prior filings. And my client is he's just responsible for the 2 lots that he's purchasing. But in meantime, my company has been helping the previous landowner going through the scenic roads and working with the DPW and the planning board through the
Okay.
scenic road permit.
Okay, so the scenic road basically is with the former, and the lots are with the current.
Yeah, the
Basically,
lots are with
so
my
that's-
client, but basically they both are our clients now because we have taken over the project.
Understood.
But these lots are separate from,
The road.
kind of separate from the
Got it.
scenic road.
I see, okay. And the scenic road is where we had the violations.
Well, and the lots too.
Well,
Right.
okay, because you said it was illegal clearing.
Well,
Yeah, this lot right here, lot 1, there hasn't been any tree, the best of my knowledge, there's been no tree removal on this lot. It's on lot 3 where there has
Okay.
been work done.
Okay.
That's the next
So-
meeting.
Okay, right, okay, so basically we have the road and lot 3, but lot 1 is okay.
Correct.
Okay. I
To the
see.
best of my
Yeah,
knowledge.
understood, okay.
Just want,
Okay, Rico Line?
So
Wait,
lot,
wait,
go
just
ahead,
a
yep,
minute.
go ahead.
Just Rico Line, do you have, is that mesh with what your understanding is?
That does, and yes, the distinction between who's the client. So it's the property owner who's selling. Right
Right.
now, you have a different party looking to purchase the lots. I will note that the project on a whole, though, includes the road. So while lot 1 may not be necessarily a part of, and you can't see my air quotations, but the scenic road, access from the scenic road that has existing violations on it that needs to be developed with the turnaround so that they can get to lot 1 and lot 3 has violations. So it's hairy, and I understand, but for brevity and for streamlining, we can consider lot 3 as a violation. We can just do that. It's all the same to me. It doesn't really matter.
Okay,
But the road has violations,
Yeah, I
and
mean,
you need the road to access the lots.
well, I mean, again, so just being practical, so if indeed it turns out that you have to peel back the road to find out what it was actually filled in, or whether it was infill, whatever happened, right, to find out what happened, I mean, that's gonna be a hindrance on the project, because then you're not gonna have any access to one or more of the lots.
correct.
Right.
I agree. I would think that the road should have a separate notice filed. So each one is individual from, even though they all work together,
Yes,
each one I think should have their own order of conditions. That's what I think.
Yeah.
So I
Then
don't,
then you don't run into COC issues.
right.
right.
Exactly.
That's actually, yeah, I agree.
Right, I know you can't do anything without the road to get to
Right.
the lots,
Right.
so,
Right.
but yet the road should be separate, that should have its own order, so, and we're here tonight also trying to figure out what the best way is to resolve this, do we need to file a notice of intent just for the road? You know what I mean?
It sounds to me like that would be the easiest thing to do.
To separate,
And then have us evaluate and sort of package up the road, just the road, so you can get that done, and then you're free and unencumbered for the lots.
correct,
That's what I think,
yes, I agree.
so,
I like that.
right? And then we
We
would,
accomplished something.
and then independently, any violations in lot 3, that would be done independent of the road, also independent of the road.
These lots all start right after arguably the parking lot for the solar farm, right?
Correct.
So lot 3 is the closest to the solar farm lot?
I have an overall.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Perfect.
So the DPW and the engineering department required us to do an as-built of the road. So basically, here's lot 3,
Okay,
here's the parking lot that you're talking about,
got it.
and then here's lot 1
Right,
with the turnaround area.
got
Okay,
it.
I see,
Okay,
I see.
got it.
Okay.
Okay.
So will there be a lot 2 also?
There is a lot too, but we're not doing
And-
that
and I don't
one.
think that's
There's a
your-
different applicant, different, I
Okay,
think.
but it's
There is a,
probably gonna be developed at some
correct.
point.
I also
correct.
don't think that one was oddly enough jurisdictional
Okay.
to us, believe it or not, if I remember. I think the
Just 1 and 3.
1 and
right,
3,
one and
I
three,
thought,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
But, yeah, Okay, that
That's
helps,
helpful.
thank
That's
you.
very
No,
helpful.
no problem.
Very, very helpful, okay. All right. Okay, so basically at this point, we need to check on the check to Beta, right? So that can,
Yep.
that can occur. And then we need to confer, at least someone needs to confer about making a new NOI. And that's a discussion that has to happen, those are the two things, right?
Right, and we need a DEP number
Oh,
anyways,
Right.
so.
Yeah.
In
Okay.
Bricolai, do we see any issues with tree removal on lot one?
No.
Okay, so that's,
And despite always playing devil's advocate here, right? Because it's my job to balance. I do think regardless of any small wetland fill or tree removal, it likely would have been approved anyways.
okay,
So
Okay.
it's a slap on the hand for the current property owner for just going ahead and doing something, absolutely. But to quell any fears from the commission, these things probably could have been conditioned anyways.
Right.
The road sucks and will be some work, but it's not something that we haven't seen mitigated or developed around.
Correct.
so the
So-
good news is arguably lot one probably isn't a problem, right? That's just kind of
Correct.
trying to triage here, we gotta
Yep.
get the fees and all that, but that,
And the DEP number and all that.
yeah, but that could be, you know,
We're moving along,
Yeah,
just
moving along,
just like
yeah.
any normal any other project. Yep.
that's good news, okay.
Yes.
Great.
Okay, does anyone else have any questions? Does anyone in the audience, either online or in chambers, have any questions? Okay, I think we'll go ahead and I'll take a motion to continue.
Give you a motion to continue the NOI for lot 160 Spring Street to November 14th, 7:03.
Second?
Continue.
Continue?
Continue,
Vote to continue.
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 okay, continue. Okay, now we move on to open up the public hearing for the NOI for lot 360 Spring Street. And it looks like it's a similar type of situation with the exception of there was some unpermitted tree removal on the property. Yes?
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
I mean, if you look at, I can show you on the existing condition, it kind of shows it. So, this is lot 3 right here, here's the parking lot.
Yep.
You can see that it goes like this. So this is where the tree removal was on this lot, you can see on the existing conditions.
Okay.
So, so basically, right here, I think, so basically it comes down to the buffer zone and it kind of comes across and then
Okay.
up.
Good.
Right.
So basically, they cleared the front of the lot. Most of it was out of the buffer, but there was a small portion that was in the buffer zone.
Okay.
So this is the same situation. Spring Street's at the top, it slopes down to the wetlands
Yep.
down here. You have your 50-foot and then you have your 100-foot. We have our proposed house in this location here, driveway coming in. The driveway slopes, there's a high point here. So this small paved area comes this way, but the rest goes out to the street.
Okay.
Okay, and then we have our proposed septic in the front yard, and then the proposed well is in the back corner. And then we have our straw wattles wrapped around,
Right.
the disturbance. So the total disturbance within the 50 and the 100 is roughly 4,500 square feet of disturbance. So there's no disturbance up to that. So the first 50 is not disturbed, and then like another additional, 15 feet is not disturbed.
Okay.
So you have this small area here that would be disturbance within the 100-foot buffer, and it's like 4,500 square feet.
Is there any area on the property for mitigation, potentially?
For replanting?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this area here
Mm-hmm.
was cleared, and you can see the limit of the limit of work
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
is right there.
Yeah,
So they could do some,
okay,
we could do some replanting in
Okay.
this area here,
okay,
because it was from property line to property line
okay,
across the 100-foot.
Okay.
So there would be an area in this location here where they could do some plantings.
okay. So it is possible, right? Yeah. Okay.
Correct.
Feasible, it's feasible.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good to know, okay.
And maybe possibly, you know, just thinking about how that lot was cut, limiting the cutting on lot 3, right? Instead of completely clearing the lot, is clearing enough for the house, you know, leaving some additional trees there, right? That might
On
be-
lot 1, are you,
I'm sorry, lot 1.
yeah,
correct.
lot 1, we just stayed around the area, and I think lot 1,
See, I thought it had been cleared.
so lot 1's here, so yeah, we stopped the, so you have this area here, that's, oh, it's in the buffer, but we're not cutting it.
Okay, got it.
So there is an area that was limited to, I think the total disturbance on this was 7,300 square feet out of the 3.2 acres.
Yep,
So, because there is upland in the back on lot 1 as well
Okay.
as lot 3.
Okay,
got it.
Not too much.
Okay.
okay, all right. Okay.
I just had a question. That you said the septic system is at the front of the house?
Correct.
And what's the space between the septic system and the disturbed buffer zone?
So from here to the disturbed buffer zone,
Where you're, yes.
I would say about 100 feet from the septic to the, so from here to about here is probably 100 feet. I have a scale, hold on.
But usually the well and the septic are. on the
Yeah,
also,
usually
right?
the well, but the well's at an angle,
okay.
so it's a little bit shorter. Yeah, so it's saying 95 feet from the septic to the buffer zone. Right here, to the erosion control, that's 95 feet, and then you have an additional 60, so you're like 150 feet away from the wetlands. That's why the septics were in the front, to push it away from the wetlands.
Right. Got it. Okay. Any other questions? Questions?
So we gotta resolve fixing the, whoa, look at that. The trees that were removed.
Yeah, but that's,
So-
that's
so
a
we get-
condition, we can condition that.
Yeah, so we gotta figure that out. And then looking at an NOI for the road on its
Right,
own, and then we'll
right,
discuss that.
yeah.
So that seems like a pretty
That's easy.
organized
Yeah,
move
that's
forward,
easy.
right? That makes sense, I mean,
No, it makes sense to keep them separate,
Yeah.
yes.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, I mean, that's not a big deal. Any questions from the audience in chambers or online? Okay, if not, I'll take a motion to continue.
all right, I'll give you a motion to continue the NOI for Lot 3 at 60 Spring Street till November 14th, 7:04.
Second?
Continue.
Continue?
Continue,
Continue.
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 Peter, thanks for
Thank
coming
you,
in
yeah.
and walking through it like
Yeah,
this.
No,
This
thank
was-
you very much.
This was very helpful,
Thank you.
most
very
we've
much.
had in a while, so
Yeah,
good job.
thank you. Yeah, it was really good, thanks. And thanks for taking over the project. Not easy. Most people don't want to do this.
Oh,
for-
thank you.
For good reason. Okay, now I'd like to open up the final public hearing for the night, the NOI for 7 Briarwood Road. So we did, it seems, Ricolai, we did get the data sheets that we were discussing last time, yes?
That's correct. Yep.
Okay, but we have not yet confirmed the DEP actually got them also, yes?
No, which
Okay.
is not atypical. I mean, sometimes applicants just submit things and I'm not notified, but because DEP specifically requested them,
Right,
it was my helpful reminder that perhaps they should be submitted. But all the same, I'm still reviewing, and I plan to be out in the field tomorrow dressed like Miss Frizzle, so.
okay, all right. Is there anyone here from 7 Briarwood?
Yes, Dave Clinic from Collins Civil Engineering Group.
Okay, all right. And I think the data sheets were the only outstanding item, is this correct, yes?
That is correct, yeah. And they have been sent to the DEP. I'm not sure if they had acknowledged that they had received them yet.
Okay, that's good to know, good to know.
Probably not. Not surprising.
No, they take some time, yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So
But other than that, I think I'll continue the site review, and then I anticipate I don't see why it would be continued another meeting past November
Right.
14th.
Right, okay. Good, excellent. Okay, does anyone in the audience, online or in chambers, have any questions about 7 Briarwood Road? Okay, does the commission have any questions? No?
No.
Okay, then I'll take a motion to continue.
All right, I give you a motion to continue the NOI for 7 Briarwood Road to November 14th at 7:05.
Second?
Continue.
Continue?
Continue?
Vote to continue.
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 Continue. Thank you very much, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Okay,
Dave.
Thank you.
And then we'll go on to the minor buffer zone activity section. And the first up is 36 Jordan Road. Is there anyone here from 36 Jordan?
Yes.
Okay. And if you want to simply give us a short overview.
Sure. My name's Alex Lyon from Lyon Landscape Nursery here in Franklin. I'm here on behalf of the Manuals. And essentially, what happened on the site was there was a roof drain system put in to collect the impervious water and prevent any water from getting in the basement of the house, which was never completed. The Manuals contacted me to complete the project, and it was my recommendation that I install a couple of Cultec rechargers in the backyard of the property. And that way there, all the water from the roof will be remaining on property. It's in the middle of the backyard. It's a gradually sloping lot into the back.
Okay.
And by putting these in the ground, I know Brika mentioned that we could have done a rain garden, but the Manuals said to me that they would prefer to have the yard unimpacted by the rain garden. They wanted to keep as much possible open space as they could. So what we're proposing to do is we're going to excavate for the 2 groundwater rechargers. The very minimal material will be stockpiled on site. And if it is, it'll be dispersed or spread out within 24 hours. Then loom and seed to complete. Now, the area around the Coltex will be, backfilled with clean crushed stone. And the hole itself will be wrapped with siltation fabric and covered with siltation fabric.
Okay. Briga, Lai, do you have any questions or comments about this project?
I do, just to balance for the commission. So the commission actually never conditioned a rain garden. The commission actually just asked for some phyto remediation, so just a few sedges to be planted at the discharge point. If the applicant wants to have a larger system, that's fine. Something for the commission to consider now is that this is a much larger disturbance with foreign material as opposed to a few sedges at the discharge point. But other than that, it's ultimately up to the commission to consider. I would suggest that any fill is clean, and that there's a maintenance schedule for the Coltex system.
So I do remember the conversation that we had, and I do remember the suggestion, not demand, but suggestion about just having some plants at the discharge point. Obviously, it would be a lot easier and a lot cheaper than installing the recharge systems. Why go to such trouble?
Essentially, if you look at the lot, it's a fairly narrow lot, and they just wanted to keep as clean and flat as possible, just leave it all grass. So when I'm finished, it will be all grass.
Okay, okay. All right. So, yeah, so typically we would ask for like some sort of maintenance plan, right? If you're gonna be doing that. I guess those would be conditions for the approval, right, Bricolai?
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult because it is a single family home, but I think it would behoove the commission to know how it's going to be maintained because it is within the buffer zone. Um, and just to confirm, and I don't want to push it, but you know, this discharge was right by their shed, is it not?
No, it's before the shed into the middle of the backyard. It's on an angle.
Oh, so it's moved. It's moved from where it was because the trench before was
Yeah, it was-
right by the shed,
Right,
which
it
is
was
why
never,
I suggested.
it was never completed.
Okay.
I'm completing the project, yes.
Okay, well then, to the commission, that does change it, because a few sedges by the back shed is a little different than in the middle of the yard. So I do
okay.
understand that.
Now we understand, okay, now I see, okay.
So
But-
will you be submitting a set of plans for this? So we see what
No,
it actually.
he
looks
did. He did, and I want to again sorry, Roger, I don't mean to
Yeah,
interrupt,
no,
but
it's fine.
before we jump down the rabbit hole of having a full maintenance plan for a homeowner for just a Cultec system, my only suggestion was making sure that they're forward thinking of how they're going to do that. Because in my brain, it was much closer to the wetland than what is presumed now.
Okay.
So where's the shed on this?
The shed is actually further back, and if you look at that, I've got like a 45-degree angle, moving the Cultec to the middle of the yard in the back.
I see this.
So the shed's more back by the,
Yes.
See,
Yeah.
yeah, we're gonna head up here, yeah. Okay, thanks for explaining.
I mean, if you want, I can put a 4-inch observation hole in the Cultec structure.
I mean,
I have no concerns now with its new location.
okay,
yeah,
all right,
yeah,
okay,
it's-
we're
it's
good?
a-
Okay, we're good, okay.
Yeah.
All right, okay, we're good.
So we thought the whole thing was further back, got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
Okay.
okay, all right, good. Okay. I mean, I think that unless you guys have any concerns, I think we could just simply approve this with the standard MBZA conditions.
I just had a quick question.
Yes.
Because the plans that we're looking at
Yeah.
were designed in 2004. So has the board, has anything changed? I don't,
So,
Where is the
are you talking
border?
about the wetland delineation? So they submitted their plan for the house. Yes, I delineated the wetland.
okay. That's what
Yep,
that's what I
it
was
came
getting
from a
at.
violation from the neighbor. So I went out and looked at the wetland, and
Mhm.
because it was really de minimis in nature, it was a, corrugated black plastic pipe trench with a discharge point and some sedges. I didn't think it behooved the applicant to get a full delineation.
Okay, I understand.
So-
now.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay. All right, so
Good question.
do you want to approve the standard MBZA conditions?
I'm good with that.
All right, I'll take a motion.
Give you a motion to approve the MBZA for 36 Jordan Road with standard conditions.
Second?
Approved.
Approved?
Approve?
Vote to approve.
Approve?
Approve.
Okay, approved. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Alex.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
you coming in and
Have a good
explaining
evening.
it.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, and let's move on to violations and enforcement. Next up is Solitude Lake Management for Spruce Pond. Is anyone here from Solitude, either here or online? Okay,
You were supposed to be Chair Livingstone, but I can just go ahead.
please, go ahead.
So the agent report calls out one special condition. There's actually three. So the applicant so the commission, sorry, I was gonna start from the top, but I'm just gonna read. So applicant yet to comply with special condition 55, 56, and 57. 55 stating that the applicant shall provide a BMP plan to reduce overall nutrient load to the aquatic system to the Conservation Agent Commission by March 1st, 2024 for approval prior to the next growing season. The other two conditions, 56 and 57, are monthly monitoring reports and then storm flow data for the culvert on site. the Conservation Department, I've received 3 automated notices that treatment would occur or has occurred, despite myself emailing requesting the outstanding deliverables since the approval of the project in September 2023. It has been very difficult for me to get any traction with either the property owner or their representative. When I have emailed after these automated notices, I was told that no treatment was occurring, which I did question as to then why am I getting automated notices? But it's just been very difficult for me to get any deliverables. I have escalated it within their organization, and I have reached out to the Spruce Pond Housing Association or House Association because unfortunately they're going to be listed on the enforcement order as well. So both have failed, unfortunately, for Spruce Pond to comply with the order of conditions. So I have drafted an enforcement order at the request of Chair Livingstone for you to sign to compel them to comply.
It's frustrating, to say the least.
Okay. All right, I'm for the
Order of
enforcement order, basically. So I don't know if anybody else has any
I'd agree with that.
alternative opinion.
They've ignored
I
us.
mean, we've tried
Right,
all
Right.
channels,
Right. Right.
and basically nothing has
Right.
happened, so. Okay, all right. So I think we're gonna go ahead with the enforcement order then. For Solitude Management.
And Spruce Pond HOA would be on that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that we need to discuss on this project, or is that pretty much it? Recollect?
That's it.
Okay,
That's it.
so I guess we'll just do that then, all right? Unfortunate.
Is there a fee that goes with that? Or does that come later?
That comes later.
Okay,
Wait for them to comply. I did draft the enforcement order that they need to comply by November 14th,
okay,
which is typically a short turnaround. Typically, we're more benevolent than that, but considering they've had all year,
yeah.
Yeah,
I
'cause we
would
started-
hope that they have it
Yeah.
ready and can deliver it promptly.
Yeah, because we literally started in September of last year, so it literally has been 1 full year. I
Right.
mean, innumerable communication, so come on, guys. No, we don't owe them any extensions on time at this point, clearly. I think everybody would agree with this. Okay, so we're all in agreement?
Yep.
Yes, yes, okay. Okay, let's move on to the second thing in violations enforcement, which is Franklin Heights Parcel B. And what is the current status of Franklin Heights Parcel B, Nikolai?
Sure. So this one is good news. All is well for now.
Okay.
Observed on October 18th, 2024, contractors were installing a box culvert that did not and does not match the one indicated on sheet 2 of the stream crossing and wetland replication plans. I will note that the box culvert does still meet the same approximate openness ratio and other stream crossing standards, meaning that if the applicant had come before us for a plan change, it likely would have been approved, but they did install, but the culvert footings that they installed did not extend out of the ground, which means that and the stream bed could not be constructed prior to culvert installation as permitted and planned. So they went out of order and installed the wrong thing that they had not previously permitted. So on October 18th, why is this a big deal? Because the stream bed needed to be graded and compacted by hand with this culvert as opposed to machines. So typically within the what's the word I'm looking for? Within the practice, the type of box culvert that they installed makes it difficult to reach the grades needed specifically within the culvert. However, given a violation letter distributed by Chair Livingstone, or after that violation letter, the applicant has successfully graded and restored the stream bed and bank based on site observations, give or take a 4-inch difference in grade. So they did permit for 12 inches. It's around 8 inches, but are confident that with the first storm, everything should level out the way that it should. However, Chair Livingstone has still asked this to be put on the agenda so the commission may address the applicant on procedure and etiquette moving forward.
Yes, okay, so I just want to make a comment, and the comment is this. There is a reason why we have applicants come and present a plan, okay, specifically. And there's a reason why we review the plans, and there's a reason why we make agreements about the plans and issue conditions. So we look at unpermitted changes with a very thin eye. Now, there may be good reason for the changes, that's fine. We're not a commission that is in opposition to any reasonable changes for any reasonable, that's not the issue. It's a question of communication, so that we don't have these kinds of like, what I go out and find, I'm surprised. So it should have occurred that as soon as the applicant knew that there would be something different going in, they just simply should have picked up the phone and said, it meets the same standards, it's going to end up exactly the same, but it turns out for whatever reason, we couldn't get the right thing, we have this thing, is that okay? And 95% of the time, fine, not a problem. We probably would have asked about the hand grading, you would have come back and said, hey, not a big deal, we can do it, easy, right? And we would have said, fine, as long as just at the end of the day, it's all the same, we don't care, right? And that's how it would be. So that's how it should have gone, and it didn't, right? And I will tell you, just being very, very candid and brutally honest, the work with applicants and contractors with this commission is noted, and it's remembered. So if we have a contractor that is consistently incommunicado with the commission, or consistently making changes or unpermitted changes, that is something that does raise flags for future projects, and that is not a good place to be. That's not a warning, I'm just saying overall, it is, we're a bunch of humans out there basically taking notes. So I would only ask the applicants that for future endeavors, please do communicate any changes to us as soon as you know, so that no one is blindsided by anything happening in the field. That's all we ask, please.
Yeah, I'm Bruce Wheeler, principal of Oliver Crossing LLC, and I agree with everything that Chairman Livingston just stated 100%. And I apologize for this disruption. When we looked at using the precast footing, our environmental consultant didn't consider it a change because it was the same result.
Right.
In retrospect, I see that there was a change in the sequence of construction of the stream bed and some of the techniques that were utilized to construct the stream bed, and most definitely that should have been communicated to Bricolage and the Conservation Commission, and that's my responsibility, and I apologize for not having effective and clean communication with this board who's volunteering their valuable time to make sure that everything works smoothly in the town. And I appreciate the great work and service that you folks provide. In the future, I will be very focused on making sure that we don't have a repeat of this disruption and ineffective communication.
And all I want to say is that I think if I may speak on behalf of the people around this table, and Richard, who's not here, we are very, very lucky, the town's very lucky, because I think we have a group of very eminently practical people and rational people. So obviously, it would have been stupid to have had the applicant pull up something and redo it with the correct thing just to make a point when it meets exactly the same standards. That would have been insanely stupid, okay? And nobody on this commission would ever do anything like that. However, having been on the commission for about 14 plus years, there are times when we had commissions that would have done that. Thank God we don't anymore. Phew, okay? But I'm just saying, okay? So, no, we don't act, we certainly would never do that. We don't act that way, thank goodness. But, you know, that doesn't mean that other towns might not. So, for what it's worth.
I understand. And Bricolai, I apologize to you as well. Thank you for making this as smooth a disruption as you possibly
Yes.
could. We
Thank you.
really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, thank you very much.
All right.
Thanks, Bruce.
Okay, I think that, now, I think that's it, right, Bricolai? We don't have anything else with this project, correct? Yes?
Yep, that's correct.
Okay.
All is well that ends well.
All right, thank you
Keep-
very much.
keep
guys.
marching.
Thank you for.
Thanks for your
Thanks a
time.
lot. Thank you.
Yeah,
My
good
pleasure.
night.
Thank you. All right, let's see, what else? Okay, so we do not have minutes tonight we have not yet received them. We're moving the two discussion items, the first two discussion items to the 11:14 agenda. And then we have just comments on no update for Friends of Franklin, master plan liaison update. Do we have anything from that? Yes or no?
Only that comments will likely be coming out soon. So I just wanted to put a bug in everyone's ear, but once they do, or not comments, draft final plan for
Yes.
comments.
Right,
Once that does, I will share that with the commission.
okay, thank you.
How's that gonna be circulated, Bricolai? Just more curiosity than anything.
I have no idea. Probably a link
Okay.
and another survey. I know we have
We
had a
love
survey
those
in a while.
surveys.
Yeah.
Franklin, the
Survey,
town of
Survey
surveys.
Monkey must love
That's
with
right.
us.
They love us, yeah. Tons of money. Okay, no natural resources protection manager update, yes, correct?
Nothing, no.
Okay. I do have one small MAC update. And some of you on the board are aware, for several months, I have had, let me just put it professionally, serious misgivings about participating on the MAC board. I will just say, I was disappointed and disillusioned by the way the organization is run. And those concerns grew over time. They finally culminated after a great deal of thought, a great deal of hard thought, and discussions with my vice chair, as well as Rika, in my stepping down 2 days ago from the board. So I decided to remove myself from the MAC board. I'm still a member of MAC. I still believe in its mission. I still am supportive of the organization, but I cannot, in good conscience, as a professional, support the current MAC leadership, the current executive director specifically, or the board as it functions currently. I think personally, there should be a complete overhaul of the organization from top to bottom. Until that happens, I don't feel comfortable being part of the MAC board. I'm willing to, if anybody has any questions about this or concerns to me, they can address me personally outside the meeting. But I just wanted to let the commission know. And just as I told Bricolai and Mark, my interest in accepting the request was twofold. One, I thought it would be a way to increase education for me personally in conservation, one. And two, to get to know other parts of the conservation, network. And then second of all was, I thought that the information coming out of the meetings and the subcommittee meetings would be helpful to know, and I could bring it back to Franklin. And after almost a year, neither one of those things turned out to be true. So I did not see much value, if any, remaining on the board, either for myself professionally or for the town of Franklin. And without those two criteria, there really was not a rational way to justify staying on the board. So I just I wanted to be totally transparent and let the commission know that occurred, that decision occurred.
It's a shame. but
Okay.
Makes sense, but yeah.
And then we don't have any Charles River CRWA update, yes?
Can I speak? So,
Yes, yes,
Nope.
go ahead.
so on the subject of MAC, not
Yeah, yeah.
necessarily.
Yeah,
We just had the fall conference.
Yes.
And our agent, Bricolai, as well as 3 commissioners.
Yes.
Just did a bang-up job
yes.
presenting at one of the breakout sessions. So I commend
Yes.
our team.
I've heard from several people it was a great success.
It was.
So thank you, Nicole, thank you, Bricolai, and thank you, Richard, wherever you are.
He's downstairs on the second floor.
I'm concerned he's going to show up tomorrow.
Okay, that makes sense.
The meeting's busier than normal.
He's been fighting one of the counselors
Yeah.
for that chair.
Everybody looks different here.
Oh, those are those chair throwing sounds we use. Okay, yes, okay. All right, I think that's it, guys. I think that's all on the agenda. We don't have anything else. Bricolai, do you have anything else? No?
No.
Okay, I think we're in good shape. I think we can, yes?
I have a question.
Yes.
So please be patient with me because I'm learning
Sure,
still.
sure.
But I did attend one of Mac's classes
Yes.
last week, and it was on erosion. And I was looking at the violations from the Franklin Heights
Mhm.
project. I understand, and I don't know if this is meant for how to approach this, but there were some questions I had about some of the pictures that I didn't know if were violations or were not, or. and
Sure.
I'm sorry.
I can answer those, Nicole. So they actually don't have existing violations at this time, but because they're not here and they were just in front of us, why don't you email me your questions and then I can just
Oh.
respond.
Okay, that would be, yes, because
Yeah.
I just wanna, it's just something
Yeah.
for me to know. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Yep. Just because they're not,
Right.
it should have been asked, and this isn't a critique necessarily, just a suggestion for next time when their violation meeting was open.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we kind of
yeah.
moved on, and I didn't want to interrupt.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Understood.
That's okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, would have been interesting, so I guess we can talk about it.
Okay, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Give me a motion to adjourn.
Second?
Adjourn.
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 Okay, we are adjourned. Thank you.
Worth a shout out.
Thanks.
I'm sorry?
It was worth a shout out.
Recording stop.